Brandon Ju here from Mr. Ju's in San Francisco, Chinatown. Today I'm going to be doing a demo of our Mapo Tofu. We make it with silken tofu. So we start with actually soy milk from Hodo. They make this out in Oakland fresh every day. And so it's one of those ingredients that really is just so different than other soy milks. I have it on an induction right now at 170. So I don't even want this to simmer. I just want it to be warm. This is gypsum. This is a calcium sulfite, I believe, but it's the coagulant for tofu, the traditional Chinese coagulant. There's nigari, which is the Japanese one, so you could use either to make the silken. All you're gonna do is add a little bit of filtered water to this, and this is not water soluble, but you're just gonna need the water to just mix it through just enough to incorporate it into this liquid. Once you do that, you're just gonna add the soy milk to this. Have a bowl that you want the silken to set in. I like to just pour it into an empty, just so that it's a little easier to move from one to the other. And all you're gonna do is add this warm soy milk to the coagulant, and then just pour it straight into the bowl that you are gonna be wanting to set that silken in. So once you set this, you just can't touch it. Don't even get too near it. You wanna let it sit here for, I'd say, at least 2 to 3 minutes. Once it shakes, it won't set. Let it be still. It'll firm up if it's undisturbed. You know, this dish originates from Sichuan in China, and it's a spicy dish, but it's usually the sauce that's really, really spicy. What kind of mellows things out is really the tofu. It's both hot from the chilies and also numbing from the peppercorns, the Sichuan peppercorns. This is like American chili. It has that kind of just home style quality that is one of my favorite dishes, especially when it's cold out. This is now set. You can see now it's kind of jiggly like a panna cotta. This is ready to go. Obviously, not everyone's gonna have access to Hodo soy milk, or maybe have the time to make a silken tofu at home, but tofu is pretty accessible. What you're gonna wanna try to find is, if you can get organic, that's great. If you can get soft tofu, that's probably your best bet. And when you get the tofu, you're gonna wanna actually blanch it. Well, one, the liquid that it's stored in, you wanna refresh that liquid, but it's gonna kind of open up the pores of the tofu, basically accept this really spicy sauce all over it. All we did was take our tofu, put it into a steamer and get it hot again. And you're gonna want this pretty much sitting in your steamer while you build your Mapo Tofu, or just pull it out, because this is gonna be really quick. All we're looking really to do is to sear this meat. So we add a little bit of beef fat, and we just coat the wok with that. This is ribeye cap that's chopped up. So in goes the beef. We just kind of spread it out. And I'm not trying to move it around too much, because I want it to sear up, and I want to get some of that color onto the pan, or the bottom of the pan. And if you don't have ribeye cap, some ground beef, ground pork, this has now gotten a little bit of a nice sear on one side. That's all that can really handle. So back in with some more beef fat. We're gonna start with garlic, fermented chili, and you can really kind of add the amount that you feel you can handle. Bean paste, fermented black bean, and then some beef stock. And all I'm gonna do is try to just dissolve this miso, kind of let this come together pretty quickly. So Mapo Tofu was named after a lady in Sichuan. It's basically called pockmarked tofu, and it was named because she had maybe acne, or maybe just, I don't know, just kind of skin irritation. That obviously didn't dissuade anyone from eating her creation. This is what you're kind of wanting to see. And at that point, you're gonna add your slurry. This is just cornstarch and water, equal parts in weight. And you can see now it'll thicken up pretty nice. Return the meat to the sauce. Yeah, so you want it to look almost like a gravy, right? You want to coat this tofu with this. So with the heat off, this is where we add this beef fat chili oil that we make here. If you don't have this, you could use like lao gama or some sort of chili crisp or chili oil. It's basically a really thick gravy at this point. And from here, add it to the top of this. This is the Sichuan peppercorn. We dust this over it. And then it gets some scallions to finish. This is the finished dish. The exciting part is usually when you start to get into the bowl, we tell people to kind of go from the bottom up, and what you get is the tofu with the mapo sauce kind of coating it. This is like one of my favorite things to eat. Woo! Yeah, that beef fat and the chili, I don't know why, but it tastes like pepperoni in a crazy way. The silken is really nicely set. It's acting like the cooling kind of factor for this sauce because the sauce is like really hot. But we're really proud of the book. I hope you check it out and eat this mapo. So for this recipe, click the link below. Come check us out in Chinatown in San Francisco and come visit our new souvenir shop.